The economy is in the middle of a huge storm, and it is almost knocking at your door. In the same way, Elon Musk knows about and warns about this terrible hurricane. So, should we be worried about this situation now? Do not worry, we've got you covered, and we will make sure you know how to get out of this upcoming problem. So hold on tight to start. Elon Musk sees similarities between the situation that is coming and the subprime mortgage crisis that happened in 2007.
Well, I think it's more like it does seem like we're headed into a recession here in 2023. The magnitude of that recession is debatable, but I think it's at least a light to moderate recession. Potentially, it's on the order of 2009. So I think it's wise to kind of like prepare for the worst, hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
So what got worse during that time? So that we know what to look forward to. In that duration, millions of customer base had received low-interest mortgage loans, thanks to prime rates going down every year since 2001. Since the loans were easy to get, more people wanted to buy new homes, which caused home prices to go up. Things took a drastic turn in 2005 when the interest rates shot up, and all this affected the affordability of purchasing new houses. The prices rose enormously, and the well-qualified borrowers could not meet the unique housing costs, as some saw it as an exaggerated and ridiculous way of indebting them further. The housing orders declined significantly, as most subprime borrowers found themselves in a giant hole they could not escape. Those who got loans with adjustable rates had a hard time making their first payments. Secondly, most were unable to make sales of their home to get profit, because yet again, the demand for housing was ripping apart. Hence, saving themselves from this situation had slim chances, as most of them had to incur losses and face the wrath of the economic crisis. Banks made a bold move by stop giving loans to people with bad credit, which made things worse and helped costs and demand go down. Conversely, the banks were unsafe because they had to endure some losses. After all, the loans they gave out were part of the company's assets. In the same way, it was hard for banks to track down the loans, which stopped credit facilities and made it hard for businesses and customers with good credit to get loans. Companies were also hurt because they wanted to cut back on their spending and investments. As a result, there were a lot of layoffs, which made it take longer for people to purchase their products because they were out of work.
So Tesla is reducing the salaried workforce by roughly 10% over the next probably 3 months or so. We expect to grow our hourly workforce, and so it requires a reduction in salaried workforce. And we're about 2/3 hourly and 1/3 salary. So I guess technically a 10% reduction in the salaried workforce is only roughly a 3.5% reduction in total headcount.
More specifically, car companies like Chrysler and General Motors were said to be bankrupt, and they had to agree quickly to bailout programs or other forms of partial government ownership. During this time, people's confidence had dropped a lot, and many of them were extra cautious with their spending because of emergencies that were about to happen. All of these things led up to the recession, which started in December 2007. The case was very bad, and in 2010, the poverty rate went from 12.5% to 15%. The American Recovery and Reinvestment Act was made into a law by the Fed as a way to fix this economic massacre. As a result, money was added to the budget to help keep jobs and create new ones. Unemployment insurance was also expanded, and safety net programs like food stamps were put in place. The law did not change the situation, though, because the number of young adults and children living in poverty rose to 22%, and the United States lost a lot of money. The drop in stock prices caused the loss, which is estimated to be worth $16 trillion. The drop was 57%. Is not that shocking? A proverb says that the poor will get poorer and the rich will get richer. This is because, despite the economic crisis, the rich showed signs of making money, while the middle class and the poor lost money. What does that show? This shows that the poor and average people are the ones who suffer the most during a recession. This means that if you belong to that group, you should start saving more often to get ready for the disaster. You do not want to end up in a situation where you do not have money set aside for emergencies, so start living frugally from today. In another story, it is more surprising that the economic downturn did not just hurt the US, but also hurt a lot of other countries. For example, Latvia thought that its gross domestic product would drop by 25%. Also, investors from outside the US who had already put money into US companies did the same thing. We have a clear picture of how Elon Musk sees the coming inflation because we know what to expect. From my point of view, we should get ready for hard times, and it is up to you to find ways to make more money so you do not have to deal with them. How will you do this? You can try your hand at a side job, like writing scripts on Upwork or selling things you no longer need. In the same way, you need to teach yourself to be responsible with your money by putting at least 15% of your paycheck into a savings account. If there is a recession, all of these things will help you avoid the worst and get you back on your feet.
This foundation, saving $1,000 for a starter emergency fund. This is just a small buffer between you and life.
Any money you have that's not retirement, anything you can sell that is not retirement, you're going to liquidate it. If it's not retirement, you got some stock over here that Grandpa left you. You got a gold bar under your bed. I don't know what it is, but you got any money that's above $1,000. Maybe you got $10,000 in a savings account.
Elon Musk warns you that the chances of a recession are higher than 60%, so you should be ready for the worst. Elon Musk said in a podcast that the only thing that can stop a recession is hope. Is not that a bit sarcastic? Thinking about hope has never been a good plan. So what does he mean when he says, "Let us hope for the best"? Taking this idea to heart, he says that the Fed is the only thing that can save the US economy from a possible rapture. In a way, he hopes that the Fed will come to the rescue and cut the rates. Still, he does not rule out the worst-case scenario, which is more likely and makes up a bigger part of his prediction. It is crazy that the only source of hope goes against what people expect. At each of their last 4 meetings, the Federal Reserve has raised interest rates by 0.75%. Things look like they will be the same at the 5th meeting, which will be about climate interest rates. To sum up, I think, hope should be the last thing we think about, because it looks like the Fed will not stop raising interest rates as they try to tighten monetary policies while ignoring the results of their actions. Based on this analysis, I can confidently say that the chance of hoping things will be okay is about 30%, and the chance of a recession is about 70%. So what does that tell you? We think there will be a lot of layoffs in the future, so you should not be happy about your job. Likewise, you should not put all your eggs in one basket, and perhaps you should start looking for a backup plan if you get fired. Regarding a backup plan, you can begin exploring how you can earn money on the web from your skills. For instance, a lot of companies on LinkedIn are looking for tech-savvy people who can work from home. And if you are good in skills like coding, you can try your luck.
Well, I think a recession is inevitable at some point. As to whether there is a recession in the near term, I think that is more likely than not. It certainly isn't. It's not a certainty, but it appears more likely than not.
Most of the time, he thinks that the economy will get back on track in 12 to 18 months. In his tweet, he said that companies will have negative cash flows for that long before getting back on track. What does this teach us? According to Elon's timeline, the best time to invest or even start your own business is likely to be at the end of 2024 or in the middle of 2025. It may seem long, right? But believe me, it will be worth it. Now, all you have to do is put the plans on hold and save any money you get. The final opinion is not agreed on by everyone. Elon Musk said what he thought about it on his platform Twitter. Twitter is known for not censoring posts, so Elon Musk used this to make it clear that he is glad the recession happened. He called some Cardinals idiots and said that it was time for them to go bankrupt because they had been getting rich for so long. He also says that the stay-at-home agenda during the COVID period encouraged people to be lazy. He calls the recession a rude awakening that will show people that not everything in life will be handed to them on a silver platter. But in a way, he is right. Since the economy did get better when the COVID slogan was taken away, and people realized that staying in their homes hurt them. Lastly, Elon Musk backed up his prediction of a possible recession by firing a lot of people from his company Tesla. A move that he says was very bad because it went against what he wanted. Imagine that you are an employer who has to let go of some of your best workers because of a sudden change in the economy, and you want to protect your business from the worst. Kind of hard, right? In the normal course of things, Tesla is getting ready to lay off more people in the next quarter. Are you on the same course as Elon Musk? Let us know in the comments, and do not forget to click like and subscribe for more trending and useful videos about economic and finance. Do not forget to click the bell so you do not miss out on good content. That's all for today. See you in the next one.